Hello friends, welcome back to revision time. I hope you all are good. So today we are continuing with the life processes and today we are going to discuss transportation in humans. So the first component we are going to study is blood. So now what is blood? It is a connective tissue which consists of plasma in which the blood cells are suspended. And what is the role of plasma? It helps in the transportation of food, carbon dioxide and nitrogenous waste in the dissolved form. Talking about the cells of blood, we have RBCs, WBCs and platelets. RBCs known as red blood corpuscles or erythrocytes. WBCs are the white blood corpuscles or the leukocytes and platelets are known as thrombocytes. So RBCs are spherical in form and they are anucleate. Anucleate means without nucleus. Also, these are without organelles and the function is to carry oxygen, and for this purpose they have the respiratory pigment known as hemoglobin. WBCs are the leukocytes and they are the soldiers of our body because they protect us from diseases, and they have nucleus and they can change their shape. So they are broadly of two types, that are granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes are neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils, and they differentiate in the shape of their nucleus and also their function. So neutrophils do the phagocytosis, which is the eating up of microbes. Eosinophil, they act against the parasite infection. Basophils, they produce the allergic reaction and the inflammatory reactions. And agranulocytes, they are of two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. Lymphocytes, they produce the immune response, and we all know the importance of immunity. So monocytes, they act against bacteria, virus and fungi. Lymphocytes have B lymph cells, T lymph cells and the natural killer cells. So next are the platelets. These are known as thrombocytes and they help in the blood clotting and they are formed in the bone marrow. So what is blood clotting? So whenever we get injured, we start bleeding. It is because our blood vessels get damaged, and to stop this bleeding, it is known as blood clotting. So what happens at blood clotting? At the site of injury, from the platelets, we have a protein known as prothrombin or prothromboplastin. So it is present in the inactive form, which is activated by the calcium ions and converted to thromboplastin. And this thromboplastin converts the prothrombin to thrombin in the presence of calcium ions. Prothrombin is the inactive protein present in the blood plasma. This thrombin converts fibrinogen, gen also represents the inactive form, to fibrin. And this fibrin produces the network of fibers, and which along with the blood cells forms a clot. Hence a bleeding stops and a blood clot is formed. So next are the blood vessels. So what are these blood vessels? These are the tubes which forms a passage through which our blood is distributed to the body tissue. These are basically classified into arteries, veins and the capillaries. Arteries are the distributing vessels, that is, they distribute the blood from heart to the body, and veins are the collecting vessels. They collect the blood from body and deliver it to the heart. Arteries carry the oxygenated blood that is rich in oxygen, and veins carry deoxygenated blood that is basically rich in the carbon dioxide. Arteries are thick walled because they have narrow lumen. What is lumen? Lumen is the inner diameter. So this is lumen and this is lumen of the veins. So the arteries have narrow lumen because they are thick walled, and veins have broad lumen because they are thin walled. So because of the narrow lumen, the arteries have more pressure, because we know that pressure is equal to force over area. More the area, less is the pressure, and less the area, more is the pressure. So here we have less area, hence pressure is more in arteries, and vice versa in the veins. So now what are the capillaries? These are the smallest and most numerous blood vessels. They form a connection between arteries and veins. and the function is the exchange of materials between blood and tissue cells. Blood is basically filtered at the capillary level. So this is the diagram of a capillary. We have an artery here and a vein here. So the smallest unit of artery are known as arteriole and that of vein is known as venule. So we can see a lymph vessel here and the fluid in the lymph vessel is known as lymph, and this is the extracellular fluid and these are the tissues. Exchange of material takes place through this extracellular fluid at this capillary level. So now what is the difference between blood and lymph? Blood is red in color, whereas lymph is straw in color, that is pale yellow color. Blood is having less fats and more proteins, whereas lymph have more fats and less proteins. Blood has more pressure and lymph has less pressure. Blood moves in two directions, whereas lymphs move in one direction, that is it is unidirectional. So functions of lymphs are removal of excess fluids from body tissues, absorption of fatty acids, and it produces the immune cells, that is the lymphocyte and monocytes. These are the agranular type of WBCs. Next is the heart. The heart is a pumping organ which is highly muscular and it is covered by a protective covering known as pericardium, having a pericardial fluid. So there are two basic chambers of heart that are the auricles and ventricles. And what is circulation? The process of blood passing through the heart is known as circulation. So there are two types, single circulation and double circulation. When the heart receives blood only once during the circulation is known as single circulation, and when heart receives blood twice is known as double circulation. So single circulation can be seen in the fishes and double in the human beings. So first, single circulation in fishes. Fish is having a two-chambered heart, that is one auricle and one ventricle, and it is a venous heart. That means it always receives the deoxygenated blood, that is impure blood which is rich in the carbon dioxide, right? So this is the auricle, ventricle. From here the blood from auricle goes to the ventricle and then to the gills, going to the body parts and get back to the heart. So this basically is the heart of a fish which is two chambered. So this is the single circulation in fishes. So now let us see human heart. So human heart, as we can see in the diagram, is clearly a four-chambered heart having two auricles and two ventricles, which are separated by the septum, that is the interventricular septum between two ventricles and interauricular septum between the two auricles. So this septum avoids the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. So the left side of the heart carries the oxygenated blood and the right side carries the deoxygenated blood. Also we can see here we have the vena cavas. The upper one is the superior and the lower one is the inferior vena cava. And here on the left side we have pulmonary veins. We have the bicuspid valves and the tricuspid valves. And the function of these valves are the prevention of the backflow of the blood. Also we can see that the walls of the ventricles, they are thicker. From here they are thicker than the walls of the auricles. And this thickening of the ventricular walls will generate the pressure in blood. So next is cardiac cycle, how our heart works. So the basic principle of heart working is the contraction and relaxation, which put the pressure in blood and that will go in the body parts. So contraction is known as systole and relaxation is known as diastole. So initially what happens, all the chambers are in the relaxed position and now blood from vena cava enters to right auricles through superior and inferior vena cava, and from the pulmonary veins it comes to the left auricle. What will happen, the auricles will contract and the valves will be opened. Now the blood flow from auricles and come to the ventricles. and the pressure will be generated here due to the wall thickenings, and the walls will close now to prevent the backflow of the blood. So now what will happen? Blood from right ventricle will go to the pulmonary artery to the lungs, and blood from the left ventricle will go to the dorsal aorta to the body parts. So how is this double circulation taking place in the humans? As we can see in the diagram. So the deoxygenated blood enters the heart through vena cava in the right auricles, goes to the right ventricle, and through the pulmonary artery it goes to the lungs where the gaseous exchange takes place, and the oxygenated blood now from the lungs comes back to heart through the pulmonary vein. Now the blood comes back to the heart in the left auricle, then goes to the left ventricle, and through the dorsal aorta the oxygenated blood is carried to the body parts. Here also the gaseous exchange takes place, and the carbon dioxide rich blood, that is the deoxygenated blood, now again comes back to the heart through vena cava, enters the right auricle, then right ventricle, and the process repeats. So now what are the phases? They are the pulmonary circulation and the systemic circulation. So when the blood enters the right auricle and goes to the lungs, again come back to the left auricle, this is the pulmonary circulation. And from the left auricle, when blood goes to the body parts and come back to the right auricle, it is the systemic circulation. Now next is blood pressure and pulse rate. So what is blood pressure? It is the force exerted by blood against the wall of a vessel, and the normal blood pressure value is 120 by 80 mm of mercury. This is the standard unit, and the normal blood pressure shows the 120 is the systolic pressure, that is the pressure exerted during the contraction, and 80 is the diastolic pressure. It is measured by the apparatus known as sphygmomanometer, and high BP condition where the blood pressure is high, it is known as hypertension. It is a very common condition. Pulse rate, it is the number of times the heart beats in 1 minute. It is also known as the heart rate, and the normal value is 60 to 100 beats per minute. So I hope this was helpful to you all. If you want these notes, please mention in the comment section or mail us to the mail address given in the description box. Do like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.